Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my session on Think Before You Click Everyday Habits That Keep You Safe Online. So, every day we make hundreds of online decisions, be it clicking links, opening emails, scanning QR codes, or downloading apps. And most of the time, these actions seem to be harmless. But attackers know that all it takes is one impulsive click to cause major damage, be it from stolen personal information to financial loss. So, this session is about turning awareness into habit. We will explore the small, everyday actions that can protect you, your data, and even your loved ones by recognizing scams, verifying requests, building strong passwords, and pausing before acting. Think of it as training your most important firewall, and that's you, your own judgment, to spot everyday threats and stay safe online. Moving on, a little bit about myself. I am Sayali Paseband. I am advisor of cybersecurity engineering at Verisk Analytics, and I have over 12 years of experience in cybersecurity and cloud space. And I've worked at organizations like Amazon, Ancestry, Tata Consultancy Services, Wipro Technology Solutions, Cognizant Technology Solutions as a security consultant, security engineers, and various security roles. Education wise, I am quite a learner for life. I have my master's in cybersecurity analytics, MBA in information technology management, a diploma in cybersecurity and risk management from Harvard University, a BTech in electronics engineering, a BS in industrial engineering, and a diploma in technical writing from Writers Bureau. Moving on without much ado, let me start with something real. So imagine this. One single email costs a company 243 millions of dollars. Another case, a fake request from a CIO shuts down operations across the globe. And these are not fictional stories. They are real headlines, real money causing real consequences. You see this human silhouette with strings in the slide? That's what social engineers do. They pull strings, not on systems, but on the people. Humans are basically the weakest link and the strongest defense. Every breach, every incident starts with a human decision. One click can open the door or keep it locked. Attackers don't hack code, they hack your trust, your curiosity, your urgency. They don't need zero-day exploits when they can exploit your emotions. They make you feel like you must act now and that you are helping someone important. Every interaction, every online interaction is a test. One mistake is a breach. Think of every email that you get, every text that you receive, every call that you receive as a potential attack. One wrong move can cost millions of dollars. How many of you have received an email that felt urgent, maybe from someone with authority? Every day, everybody, right? That's the battlefield we are in. Moving on, to the psychology of exploitation. So, hackers don't need to be tech geniuses, they just need to understand human psychology, and they are experts at it. They don't hack firewalls, they hack our minds. They know exactly which emotional buttons to push to get us to act without thinking. This they study how we think, how we react under pressure, and then they weaponize those instincts and those researches. So let me walk you through the most common psychological levers that they pull, starting with authority. So think of an email starting with, like, say, from a CEO or let's say from HR, action required for your benefits enrollment. And because it carries authority, most people will not question it. Who wants to miss a deadline with an HR or a CEO, right? Next one is urgency. This this is a very classic case of social engineering. You get emails like payroll update needed, complete within 2 hours to avoid delays. So that ticking clock makes you rush instead of pausing and checking. So urgency is one of the strongest manipulation tools, and it has always been so. Next is fear. So for an example, think of scenario where you get an email or a text like your account has been compromised, immediate action required to avoid suspension or to avoid fees or something. So here fear overrides logic. You think about losing access to your money or losing access to your data and not whether the link is real or not. So you just act out of fear. Next one is curiosity. So, for example, let's say a confidential file has been shared with you. Click here to view it. So, curiosity is a powerful tool. Attacker doesn't need to force you in this case. Your own need to know does the work for them. Next one is scarcity, or like we call it these days, FOMO, or the fear of missing out. So, examples like only 25 licenses are left, claim your access today, or only two iPhones left for giveaway, claim today. So messages like this, that sense of missing out makes you act quickly, skipping the usual checks. Moving on to reciprocity. So this can be messages like, I helped you with that report last week. Can you approve this invoice for me today? So our brains are wired to return favors. So somebody has done something good for you. Your brain is wired to return the favor. So attackers exploit that natural instinct of fairness. And what's the real danger here? These tricks work because they target emotions and not logic. When your emotions spike, your emotions like fear, urgency, curiosity, when they spike, your ability to think critically, like it completely drops. That's the exact gap that attackers are trying to exploit. So next time you feel rushed, scared, or overly curious, just pause. That feeling itself might be the sign that you are being socially engineered. Moving on, let's talk about attack vectors in 2025. The attack stack, the set of vectors adversaries use as a coordinated strategy against you. So rather than relying on one entry point, attackers layer multiple channels together. Think of it as a stack, like an email, SMS, voice message, QR codes on top of that, social media profiles, or even physical bet. So each channel on its own seems ordinary, but when chained together, they create a highly believable narrative. So let's break these down. Let's start with phishing. Phishing is still the number one attack vector when it comes to social engineering, email phishing. But it's not the clumsy, misspelled emails anymore. Today, attackers research about you. They reference real projects, real vendors, real people, and sometimes even mimic your close one's exact style of writing. That context makes the click feel safe for you. Moving on to smishing. Smishing is phishing with SMSs. So your text messages hit people directly. So they bypass the clutter of emails. You might not check your email every day, but text message you would check every day. So you have probably seen messages like your package delivery failed, click to reschedule it. So attackers count on speed here. People check text instantly and act without thinking instantly. Next one is phishing. This is phishing with voice. This is where attackers impersonate IT, HR, or even executives over phone. Think about MGM Resorts breach from 2023. Attackers simply called the help desk, convinced them that they were real employees, and got the password reset. Millions of dollars were lost, and no malware was required. Just a simple phone call. It is that effective. Uh, Moving on to phishing, this is a relatively new way of phishing, but these are everywhere now. This is basically phishing with QR codes. So QR codes are everywhere on your menus, on posters, at conferences, everywhere. Attackers stick fake QR codes on top of the legitimate ones, and you scan it, you think it's harmless, and suddenly you are on a credential harvesting website. Next is social media manipulation. So fake LinkedIn recruiters offering your dream jobs. Think about fake giveaways on Instagram. Think about crypto scams disguised as a celebrity promotions. So attackers build trust over weeks before asking for a small step like downloading a file. And finally, baiting. This is an old school trick, but it still does work. This could be about just a tempting offer that is used to trick you, offer about freebies, exclusive downloads, or confidential documents that promise something desirable. Those offers bait curiosity or greed, and victim takes the hook. So whether it's your inbox, whether it's your phone, whether it's your social feed, a tempting offer, or even a USB on your desk, the attacker is stacking these vectors together. They don't need a technical exploit if they can exploit everyday behavior. Moving on, let's build this story. Think of every social engineering attack as a staged play, and an attacker is the director, the playwright of this staged play. They don't improvise, they script a story designed to move people into action. And here's how the script is written, step by step, as shown in the graphic here. It starts with reckon, the research phase. So everything starts with reconnaissance. Attackers scrape public data sources, your LinkedIn profiles, company websites, public websites, press releases about you, event pages, or even your social media post to learn about the names, the titles, the projects you have worked on, your travel schedules, people in your life, even your relationships. They gather tiny details that make the story more authentic. So, for example, think about a LinkedIn post about product launch, uh, which gives them the perfect hook to reference in an email. So, in this case, the action item is just to limit the information about your public profiles, just minimize what is being publicly shared. It moves on to pretext creation. So, this is basically crafting a believable role. So from that research that they do in Recon, they build a pretext, a fake identity, or a fake scenario that fits your world. They might pose as HR or with a benefits form, or a vendor with an invoice, or an executive with urgent request, uh, or even like your family members with urgent request for money or something really urgent. uh, the pretext they create must be like credible. They use all the research about you to make it credible so it aligns with what they have learned so far. So for example, a fake vendor email using a slightly different domain but exact invoice formatting hits finances expectations. So these are the kind of pretext creation that they would do. Then they move on to emotional hook, the pressure point. So, when it comes to emotional hook, urgency, fear, curiosity that we have already seen in the previous side, the psychology of your brain. This is the script's engine. It bypasses deliberation and prompts action. The hook is short, it's targeted, it's timed to create an emotional spike. So, for example, like we have seen before, complete within 2 hours on a payroll email or confidential file that is shared with you on a message to like a curious employees. So, all we need to learn is recognize those emotional triggers as red flags in this case. After emotional hook, they do the delivery. They choose the channel to deliver the message. So delivery is how the story reaches you. It could be email, it could be SMS, phone call, QR code, social DMs, or even a physical interaction. So attackers choose the channel that best fits the pretext and victims' habits. They would know what you would believe the most and they would choose that delivery channel. Often they change channels to increase the realism, like they would text first and then maybe have a physical interaction or things like that. So, for example, let's say an invoice email is followed by a text saying, I have sent it, please approve. And then you receive a call to confirm the text also. So this is how they chain the delivery methods. So it's very important to verify the request via like independent trusted channel if you receive one. The last stage is exploitation phase. So after research, after creating the pretext, after triggering that emotional hook, after delivering that hook to you, they exploit. This is the payoff. So the like you click approve or provide credentials. The attacker uses that action to gain access or maybe move laterally within your network or even like steal funds. So often the exploit looks small in the beginning, a password, a wire approval, but its impact can be massive. A single approved invoice or a password reset opens up a chain of compromise. That's just one of example of how exploit starts. Um, so putting together these 5 steps create a polished, convincing story, and the victim is the final actor. If we disrupt any one step, like let's say reduce the recon data, not make a lot of things publicly available about yourself, or or we can verify the pretext, or maybe neutralize the emotional hook, know about the emotional triggers and neutralize it, or maybe harden your delivery channels, or limit what a single action can do. We break the script, we break the cycle, and we can even stop the attack by breaking the cycle. So the goal is to make social engineering plays expensive and slow for attackers. So ask yourself, like, which of these 5 steps can you harden, like in your life, in your team, at your job? Start with one small change, or like lock down your public social media profiles, or tighten the verifications, or require like MFAs and things like that for payments, and you immediately make attackers' job harder with simple steps like that. Moving on. So moving on onto how to spot the red flags, how to spot the hustle. So attackers rely on our inattention and assumptions. But if you know what to look for, you can spot the hustle before it's too late. So let's walk through the red flags one by one, as mentioned in the slide, and there are like subtle clues in every attack that scream like pause, verify, don't click. So more, let's dive in. Number one is unusual requests bypassing like normal processes. So imagine your manager emails you directly asking for a wire transfer, or like your immediate family member is, or your close friend is asking for a wire transfer or immediate money transfer. That's a classic red flag. No process should be skipped, no matter who the email or the text appears to come from. So action item is verify request through the normal usual channel, even if they seem urgent. Require multi-step approvals for like financial requests or access requests. Next is there's like a slight domain or URL mismatches or misspellings. This is the classic one. So link looks normal at first glance, like as shown in the example, it's Microsoft.com, but it's actually Microsoft with a zero.com. So instead of authentic Microsoft.com. So it's tiny, most invisible, but it's a trap. Attackers rely on us not inspecting URLs closely. So action item here is hover over the links before clicking them. Check domain spellings carefully, including subdomains. And if you're in doubt, just type the URL manually into the browser instead of clicking it. So that would help you a lot. Moving on to unexpected attachment of QR codes. So you get an invoice attachment you weren't expecting, or a QR code on a flyer claiming like free access to something. So scammers know curiosity and convenience work better than coercion sometimes. So action item for you would be like treat unsolicited attachments as suspicious always. Verify the sender and the purpose before opening any kind of attachment you receive. Um, Use sandboxing or some kind of scanning for like unknown files, and only scan QR codes from trusted sources. Moving on to urgency or secrecy. We have seen this in the psychology of exploitation as well. So things like do this within 2 hours or you will lose your access and things like that. Phrases like this with spike emotions, attackers would like you to act first and think later. So in cases like this, just recognize the urgent or secretive language as the red flag. So just pause, take a breath, and verify. Escalate these kind of suspicious requests if you are at a workplace. Next is requests from credentials or sensitive information via unverified channels. So let's say your bank shouldn't ask you for password in an email or through text message or through DM. Yet people hand them over all the time because it feels official. So action item is never provide passwords, your MFA codes, or any kind of personal information via email or unverified messages. Verify any request for sensitive information via official channels only. So just keep on verify. Don't trust even if it feels official. Next is sender spoofing. So it's basically when display name differs from the actual address. For example, let's say the email says it's from your CEO, but underlying address is CEO at like some payrollservice.com or a random gmail.com. Um, so like these display names are very easy to fake. So action is always inspect the full sender address. Um, and if it's a sensitive request, just verify via known channels. Next is hover link mismatch. So link text is not the same as the actual URL. So let's say a link reads payroll.xyzcompany.com, but when you hover it shows some HTTP tiny URL slash sleeky link. So the destination is different from what you see. Like you have seen payroll.xyz company and it's actually a tiny URL link. So just hover before clicking, check where the link actually points. And when in doubt, like I've said before, just type the known site address yourself instead of clicking the link. Next is a classic one again, language anomalies, the tone, grammar, or like style mismatches. Um, so an email uses weird phrasing or a tone that doesn't match your colleague's tone or your boss's tone, or there is sudden over formality where normally it's casual. So the action here is compare the message's tone with known samples that you like train your mind to do it, just like how AI trains itself. So if it sounds off, just verify before acting, even if the sender it's looking legitimate or appearing legitimate. Next is too good to be true offers. So like a free iPhone, only first 50 responders, or early access to funds. So offer that promise something that is too good to be true, that promise value with no clear source. Just mark this as red flag and treat these extraordinary offers as suspicious always. So just verify the promotion legitimacy on the official company website or the official vendor page and not via the messages. Next is branding inconsistencies. Again, pretty common. So it could be inconsistency in logos, in colors, in formatting. The formatting would be slightly different, slightly wrong. So the logo would be a little bit blurry. The button color is off by a shade. Small visual cues that reveal the fake site could be a red flag. So the action item here is inspect the branding closely, know your brands, know who you interact with, understand how they communicate, understand how they brand themselves, and inspect the branding closely on the login pages and attachments. If something looks low quality or outdated, just don't access it or verify via the official site. So these red flags are your early warning systems. They are small cues that you can spot with naked eye. You don't have to do any kind of sandboxing or like packet analysis to do that, but they are consistently present in every social engineering attack. If you train yourself to notice them, you turn curiosity, urgency, and trust, which are the attacker's favorite levers, into signals that tell you to pause, verify, and stay safe. So next time you get an unexpected email, text, or QR code, just ask yourself, which of these red flags are present? Even one is enough to stop the hustle in its tracks. Moving on to defense, how to activate the human firewall. So if attackers exploit human behavior, then the human can also be the strongest line of defense. That's what we mean by the human firewall. Every pause, every verification, every cautious click strengthens it. So pause before acting. Pause and analyze before acting. Take a breath before responding to any email, text, or call that triggers urgency, fear, curiosity, or even greed. So ask your mind, who sent this? Why now? Is this normal? Just simple questions like that. Uh, Next is verify through the trusted channels, which is nothing but just confirm via secondary channel. Confirm high risk requests through a trusted method, like call a verified number, check the official company website, check the official portal before you act on anything. Never rely solely on the channel the request arrived on. Just have a secondary channel to verify. Next is apply least privilege mindset, which is share with care. So only provide access or information strictly necessary for the task. Do not overshare at any point. Just limit the exposure of sensitive data, personally identifiable information, your health information, um, even if you're sharing it internally or whether it's public or whether it's your social media, whether if even if your social media is private, just refrain from sharing sensitive data. Next is report suspicious contacts immediately. So just react fast. Encourage immediate reporting through like one-click buttons at your workplace, at your organizations, with shared security channels. Or you can also report to the official company portals that are spoofed by attackers. Next is normalize the trust but verify culture. So make verification a standard norm. Always verify before you trust. So ask your mind questions like, is this normal? Can I double check? Should I double check? And always double check. Moving on to another form of defense, which is protecting your devices. So just stay updated and educated. Regularly complete any kinds, be security aware in general. Have cybersecurity trainings, phishing simulations, and things like that. And subscribe to trusted security alerts and security bulletins to stay updated of cyber threats so that you know what's happening and how to protect yourself. Next is use multi-factor authentication. Again, basic but very important. Enable MFA on all your critical accounts, be it your emails, your financial, your clouds, everything. Enable MFA on all of them. Like prefer app-based or a hardware token MFA over OTPs received via SMS wherever possible. And never share the MFA codes or your backup codes. Treat the MFA prompts as a signal. Investigate any unexpected request immediately. Then, very important one, secure your devices and secure your networks. So keep your software, your apps, your OS updated with latest security patches. Lock devices when you're not attending, have passwords on your phones, have passwords on your PCs, and use strong passwords or biometrics even better. Enable encryption on your laptops, on your phones, and even on your removable drives. Also, use VPNs and secure Wi-Fi networks. Avoid public or untrusted networks wherever possible if you're doing any kind of sensitive work, if you're logging into your bank account or things like that. And also have antivirus and malware scanning regularly. Some kind of endpoint protection should be there in your computers. And lastly, I would say think like an attacker. So before clicking links or opening attachment, ask, could this be a trap? Consider what sensitive information could be exposed if you act without verification, and think about questions like, if I were trying to trick someone, what would I do? So just things like that would keep you safe online. Moving on to the impact of AI on social engineering. So instead of diving into technical details, let's look at the recent headlines that are shown in this slide. These stories show how AI is already being used to trick people. Deepfake voices, impersonating executives, AI generating phishing campaigns, targeting employees, and synthetic videos, deepfakes, that are used to manipulate trust. The point is very clear. AI is not just a tool for innovation, it's now a tool for attackers, and the threats are very real and they are very much in the wild and happening all the time. So, AI has transformed social engineering from a manual, opportunistic game into a precision tool, if you will. So AI can now craft highly personalized messages, generate realistic deepfake voices, deepfake videos, and even orchestrate multi-channel campaigns at scale, which humans would not do. And all this is done in minutes. So what once relied on luck and guesswork and assumptions now leverages data, automation, and more to increase success rates dramatically. So, in simple words, the landscape has shifted. AI makes the attack faster, smarter, and far more convincing than it has ever been. So, AI is changing the social engineering game altogether. It makes scams more personalized, more believable, more interactive. And let's see how everyday people are being targeted today. And how do we need to protect ourselves from the AI powered social engineering attacks? So, first one here is hyper personalization. So, what is hyper personalization? Basically, AI gathers publicly available information from your social media, online profiles, purchase histories. All this information is gathered to craft messages that feel personal to you. So, for example, a WhatsApp message references your recent vacation photos or like your pet's name, claiming that or something that is personal to you and claims that you won a prize. So, all you need to do is pause and verify unexpected messages, especially those asking for money, those providing links or personal information. Don't share too much on public profile is the key here. Next is natural language generation. So, with AI, this has become so easy and so simple. AI writes messages that sound fluent and human-like. Uh, so, this removes the obvious bad English that used to give away the scams. It was very easy to spot the scams with bad English, but AI has overcome that. Like, for example, if you receive SMS claiming to be from your bank, it uses perfect grammar, it uses your name correctly, and it asks you to like verify your account immediately. It looks very legit, very official. But just don't click in messages. Go directly to the official website or call the bank to confirm if you get anything like this, because it's very difficult to spot with AI. Then there's obviously deepfake voice and deepfake videos. So AI can clone voices or faces to create fake calls or create fake videos that seem very, very real. So, for example, a call that sounds like your child saying, Mom, Dad, I need money urgently, or a video of a celebrity promoting a scam investment. These are very common examples of deepfake and happening today, as we have seen in the headlines in the previous slide. So always verify requests for money or requests for sensitive information through a separate channel. Call friends, call them directly, call the official number, uh, look at the company website. Just verify and don't trust any voice call or video for that matter. Then there is interactive scams, which we call harbors. So these are, let's say, AI-powered chatbots or like fake applications that interact with you regularly and build your trust and then extract information from you. So let's say like a fake dating app that looks legitimate. This is AI generated fake dating app, or AI generated online customer support chat that asks for verification codes or payment information or passwords or personal documents. So just use official applications and official websites and never provide sensitive information in unverified chats. Next is automated recon. We have seen recon in how attackers build a story, but with AI, bots scrape your online activity to create tailored attacks, just personalized for you. So an AI uses your social media posts, your social media profiles to send a convincing message, uh, like you like they have seen your vacation photos and say something like you have left something at this hotel. It's a scam email. So just limit public sharing of location, travel plans, or even your personal routines. Just check for the privacy settings in your social media profiles. Next is behavioral mimicry. So this is when AI imitates the way you or someone you trust communicates. They just mimic a real human. So a text from what appears to be a close friend using phrases they commonly use. You would like AI would generate something very close to what a human would do, asking for like gift card codes or asking for money. So just pause and confirm the unusual request directly with the person using another method apart from the method you receive it from. So AI doesn't just make scams more clever, it makes them harder to spot. For everyday protection, verify suspicious requests, limit public information, use multi-factor authentication, and treat unexpected urgent messages with caution. If it feels off, just pause, check, and just don't act immediately in any case. Moving on to post-attack survival steps. So even the most cautious person can make a mistake. What matters is how you respond immediately. So quick, structured action can minimize damage and prevent attackers from escalating further. So a few steps that you can do: just disconnect from the network immediately if you feel you have been social engineered. Turn off the Wi-Fi, unplug the Ethernet, or put the device in airplane mode. Uh, this stops malware or attackers from spreading or accessing your system further. Next is preserve the evidence. Take screenshots or save emails, messages, keep attachments or suspicious links intact. Do not delete them. This helps investigators understand the attack and prevent the future incidents. If you are at the workplace, notify the relevant authorities, support people, report to IT, report to your security team or your service providers immediately. For personal attacks, report to your bank, report to your email provider or local cybercrime authorities could also help you. So quick reporting increases the chance of stopping fraud or recovery, because this is like real money that we are talking about. That could be like your bank accounts compromised, your health data compromised. So just report to cybercrime authorities. Another thing you can do is change your critical passwords. Uh, Change your passwords, criticals first. So prioritize your email password, your banking password, your administrative accounts, enable or re-enable MFA wherever possible, and avoid using the same password across multiple accounts. This is the most common mistake that we all do, using same password across multiple accounts and multiple platforms. But in this case, if one password is compromised, everything is compromised. So just use different passwords for different accounts. Next is scan devices and remove threats. So run your antivirus solution, your endpoint protection scans, look for unusual logins, unfamiliar apps, or suspicious processes in general. And lastly, check the account activity. So review your login history, bank transactions, and connected devices for anomalies. Freeze your accounts, freeze your credit cards, or report the suspicious activities to prevent further losses. So remember that the faster you act, the less damage occurs, and think of these steps as your emergency response plan. So disconnect, preserve, report, recover. Your quick actions can turn a potential disaster into a slightly manageable incident. So so even the most cautious person can make mistakes, right? So what matters is how you respond immediately. Moving on. So there's no patch for human curiosity. There's a hard truth in security, that we say that even the best firewall in the world can stop one curious click. So even the best firewall cannot stop you from clicking out of curiosity. Technical controls are critical, but they assume people behave predictably. A single impulsive click can bypass all the layers of protection. It hands the attacker the key. So while we invest in tech, remember that tech expects you to act responsibility. To act responsibly, it's your responsibility to control your curiosity when it comes to clicking unverified addresses. Moving on, um hackers use urgency and trust to trick you. So hackers deliberately create emotional pressure, like we've seen before: urgent deadlines, trusted names, convincing tones. So those triggers short circuit logic and push people to act before they verify. So recognize that urgency and trust is a trap recipe attackers use every single day. Next, every click is your security choice. Every time you click, you make a security choice. Every link you tap, every attachment you open is a decision point. It's not passive. It's an action that grants or denies access. So treat each link like a permission you're granting. Who are you letting in if you proceed? Just think about that one question. Next is your awareness is the strongest protection. No software patch will teach judgment. Awareness is the habit of pausing, verifying, and asking that one extra question, um, is your most reliable defense. So train it, practice it, and make it a part of your daily routine. Just be aware. Use awareness as your protection. So before you click, stop and ask, does this make sense? Who else would I confirm with? And if the answer is not immediate to these questions, just pause, just verify, and then act. That short pause is the most effective firewall that you own. So just pause, verify, and then act. And with that, we have arrived on a conclusion. As we close, here's the takeaway. Hackers are never going to stop evolving. With AIs and deepfakes and newer technology, emerging tech, social engineering will only get smarter every day. But so can you. Every click, every pause, every verification you would do is a defensive act. So you don't need to be a tech expert to do it. You just need to be aware. You just need to be diligent, deliberate, and vigilant. Just remember that your attention is your last line of defense. Be attentive, be diligent, be vigilant. Protect it, own it. Your choice today determines your safety tomorrow. So it's your click, your choice, your defense. You are your strongest defense. And with that, I'd like to conclude my session. Thank you for attending, everybody.